gets to play Mel. So
exactly.
I know. I'm so relieved too. It was a good time.
So, Jeanine, how excited were you to know that Liz is going to be like a person of color?
Oh, yeah, so excited. I was working on Grey's Anatomy at the time, and was just going into pilot season like, this is going to be my year. I want to reach for something that feels like almost too much of a gift for me to have right now where I'm at in my career. And that was this one. I read it and I'm like, oh, damn. She's such a firecracker. She's so massively intelligent that it's still like hard to wrap my mind around. And she honors her Latina-ness, you know, it's at the forefront of everything she does, and she moves with it. So I thought, oh, that's fun, because it has been, especially early in my career, a lot of characters that maybe were Latina but didn't speak from it or acknowledge it as much as Liz does. I mean, it's a part of everything she does for her. So it was for sure, it felt like the job that like, okay, well, let's go for this one, balls to the walls, and like, if we end up with one of these, it'd be cool. Eventually we'll get a job like that. And then when it worked out, it was just like a dream. It's been a dream. Yeah.
You didn't get to ask a question last time. For Nathan, since you guys are family across,
Yes.
what do you enjoy about that?
On the show, it's difficult because we had such a brief period of time where we were actually together, and then I died, and so it's got, that sucks. So I'm excited if I do end up coming back. I'm excited to rediscover that, and hopefully be able to, we kind of get a chance to start over in a way, and rediscover that connection a whole another time, and that's very exciting because it'll shift in different ways, and that'll be fun to explore.
If you come back.
Right. I know, we're shooting episode 5 right now, and we've only shot one scene together.
Yeah, I'll see that.
So we're like...
it's definitely been a change. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
I want to talk just a little bit about your upcoming relationship or discovering it with your sister. Who is now back. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of my favorite moments in season 1 is when you're getting ready for the gala and you're sitting in your room and just staring at the emptiness on the other half of the room. And so I want to talk about the journey of coming home, this homecoming journey that you had in season 1, and how much you've changed and just come to terms with losing your sister and what the town's attitude is. But now going back into season 2, having to sort of readjust everything that you've come to know about this character and like where she got to at the end of season 1.
Totally. I mean, it was so exciting to think about what being 10 years older than my older sister, which is a line I actually say in season 2. And it was just that adjustment of, she is still very much dealing with the heavy stuff that she was dealing with as a 19-year-old when she lost her life. And she's not well. She suffers with bipolar disorder, and she's struggling with that, and she has an addiction problem, and those are still things that are a part of our relationship and make the juxtaposition of the joy of having her back and getting to physically hold her, but the complications, and it's like there's big secrets. How do I make sure I'm taking care of you and I'm being okay while I'm trying to save him and do something that's impossible and do it in a timely manner? So that has all... That's felt very much in the pocket of the sci-fi-ness of the show, which has been really fun to honor. And then I just love Amber Midthunder with like every ounce of my being, and we do look a lot alike.
You do.
Off the top. But now this weird thing is happening because in the absence of Max, I've had most of my scenes have been with Rosa and like working with her, and it's gotten to a point now where we're like sharing mannerisms, and we're freaking out the crew. We're just like starting to like get more and more like each other.
You have a great sibling dynamic to compete with.
Exactly. We're stepping it up. No, it's been so fun because we're just like finding the nuances like that, even unintentionally, where we're like, haha, and we'll like both throw our head back in the same direction, and it's like, did you guys fucking plan that? We're like, not really, no. So it's been so fun. So fun. Yeah. Thank you.
What was the challenge like of creating your own Max compared to the Jason Bears mask?
Well, it helped being 10 years older than the original Max.
Right.
You know, who we are in high school changes so drastically in that the first 10 years when you leave high school and you realize the world doesn't end then, and you have to get a job, and then that has its own problems, and then you have family issues to deal with, and then you know, so I was able to actually start with quite a clean slate, and just build a whole 10-year history that no one has seen before, and that for me allowed me to have a jumping off point that I wouldn't have had if they were like, you're 18 again, just pick up where the other one left off, and it's like, you just rewatch every episode, you know, study
Also,
everything.
you're like, let me get a facial.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna make that work, guys.
Let me get a peel so I don't, you know, look 40. Yeah, so it was a blessing to have the opportunity to start as an adult and work backwards instead of start from 18 and try and work forward.
That plays into the relationships too, like both with Rosa and with us, like finding each other again, is that we are adults. I think there's a more preciousness. You really know what it means to have a relationship in your life that is like a beacon in your life, a you know, pillar.
Yeah.
And so the fighting for it feels much more desperate. You
also just have a better understanding of loss.
Yeah,
at
that's true,
point.
exactly.
You know, when you're 18, the biggest thing you lose is like a football game, or like, you know, your prom date says no. That's the end of the world. You know, when you're 28, you probably have lost friends. You've lost loved ones. You know, you've lost a lot more, and that makes what you can then gain so much more valuable and precious. So it really just opens up the world of you know, the yin and yang of what you can play with.
Yeah. Feels bigger, agreed.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.